Coming up, we'll be on location at Healing Vibes in Potomac, Maryland, discussing the benefits of Reiki and Reflexology and how they can effectively treat many health issues and improve your overall wellness with one of this region's top healing and wellness experts, Rachel Kaufman. Welcome, Rachel. It's a pleasure having you on our program.
Thanks for having me.
It's your first time, in fact, on with us. We have a lot to talk about. We're going to hear from a couple of your clients a bit later. We're also going to see you do a treatment or two with one of those clients. Before we get to all that, I wanted to begin, if I may, Rachel, by having you please tell us what Reiki is for those watching who may not know.
Sure. Reiki is a Japanese energy technique that was discovered by Mikao Usui in Japan in 1922. He was meditating on a mountain and the symbols came to him, and he was already a practitioner of energy work, but this sort of came to him and he started to share it with others, and it was his wish. He passed away, I believe, 8 years later. It was his wish to spread it everywhere. So it went to Hawaii and then it made it to the mainland, as they call us. Probably in the 30s or 40s. And it's an amazing, healing, loving energy that is great for everyone, even animals, plants. I've even Reiki'd batteries before. It's a healing technique that can reduce stress and promote relaxation and healing.
Oh, and it's been around for a while, as you said. It originally started through that gentleman. We're talking almost 100 years ago.
So Reiki was packaged, as you will, in 1922. However, it is a similar energy to what practitioners have been channeling for thousands of years.
Oh, very interesting. Now, what types of health problems does it address?
So Reiki is really good for anyone. Even if someone is feeling good, it can help them feel better. It is great for people who are undergoing surgery, anything from the I'm feeling sad or I'm feeling stressed to I'm undergoing heart surgery. It's a great healing energy that can help boost immune system. It can promote relaxation, which is, as we know, helps healing faster. It also stimulates the parasympathetic system, which is the opposite of the fight and flight. So it's a really great technique for everyone, and anyone can learn it.
And how is it performed?
So it's administered called a laying on of hands. So the practitioner can hover over the body at the head or at the feet and over the different chakras, which are energy centers, 7 of them on our bodies. And the practitioner can beam energy from across the room or touch the person on their shoulders, on their head, on the different chakras, obviously avoiding sensitive private areas. The person can be on their back, on their stomach. They can be sitting. Reiki can actually be channeled from a distance as well.
How do you determine when you initially meet with your clients as far as which of these modalities, as far as Reiki is concerned, more specifically right now, in this part of the segment, can really benefit them? You basically go through like an initial consult, I take it, right? And then customize a healing treatment plan for your clients. Is that how it works?
Right. So normally if it's a new client, I don't know what's going on with them. So I will have a little session with them first, a discussion, and say what's going on with you. Some people are talkers. Some people don't want to say much. They might say, I'm really feeling stressed because I lost my job, or I just broke up with my significant other, or they might have back pain or shoulder pain, and then I'll know sort of where to focus the session. However, Reiki is really unique in that the practitioner does not need to channel it anywhere specific. The energy actually goes where it needs to go. So I start the session with calling on guides and spirits and Dr. Usui, which is what a lot of practitioners do who practice Usui Reiki, which is what I mostly practice. And you ask that the energy goes where it needs to go. And then actually, if I have my hands on someone's head, the energy may go to their knee, for example, or their toes, and that's where it needs to go. So I'm acting as a lightning rod, I'd like to put it, where I'm channeling the energy, the vibration of the universe. Ki. Rei means universal, and ki means energy. So ki, chi, prana, they're all the same thing. So what I'm doing as a practitioner is channeling the Reiki energy, which I've been attuned to this person. So it doesn't deplete me. It just takes the energy from the universe and channels it into the person's chakras and different organs and glands.
Very interesting, Rachel. And obviously, I take it the results, and we're going to hear from a couple of your clients momentarily, but from what we've seen and spoken with some of your other clients, it seems like they have been very powerful as far as the results that your clients have been experiencing.
Yes, it's very powerful. As some people find it subtle, some people have instant healing. Some sessions may take a few sessions for someone to feel better. I was at a fair a few months ago, and I did 5-minute demos on people who had never received it, and all of them felt so relaxed just after 5 minutes. So it is a very gentle but powerful healing technique.
And are the results something that after they achieve the initial results that they desire, do they have to come back periodically to maintain those results? Because that's something we've had folks ask us regarding this modality.
So with Reiki energy, and I do other modalities, it's similar where one session you'll feel good, but it is holistic, so it builds on itself. So your body, the subtle energy in your body, we're working on the layers of your auric field, which is the energy that surrounds your body as well as your energy system. So one session is great, but the more a client comes, as I've heard from clients, and I've experienced, the more powerful the energy. And unfortunately, our energy systems are shifting a lot, and sometimes for the negative. So there's usually something to be worked on, even if they feel better from the previous treatment. There's something else they can heal. The way Reiki can work is that during a session, I will sense and the energy will sense where their blockages are in a person. So let's say someone isn't speaking their truth, they may have a blockage in their throat chakra. So one session may loosen or start to open this chakra area, but after several sessions, it will open a lot more, it'll start flowing. So the idea with Reiki and with any energy healing is to balance the energies, to balance the body. So we do recommend several sessions to get the body flowing. Every time I work on someone, I scan them and to see where the energy may need to go, and I can direct my hands there, and sometimes the energy goes somewhere else. But it always goes where there is most blockages, and several sessions will help with releasing very chronic blockages that may have been there someone's whole life.
Well, we're always searching for that balance, right?
Yes.
Ultimately.
Life is about balance.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And that results in good harmony as well. So I wanted to ask you also about reflexology. That's another modality that you offer to your clients. Can you please tell us about that?
So reflexology, I studied the Ingham method, and it is an art and a science, and it is based on acupressure, where you stimulate reflex points that correlate to glands and organs in the body. Okay. And we stimulate the ears, hands, and feet. Okay. Mostly the feet, they're a little more reactive to the work. And by stimulating these reflex points, it opens up lymph, nerves, energy flow to those actual glands and organs. And I sort of called it internal massage. So it stimulates and increases the reaction of the parasympathetic nervous system, the opposite of the fight and flight, and releases endorphins. So it increases healing. It is great for all types of things as well, all types of mental, physical, emotional ailments, yes. Chronic, acute, what have you.
And speaking of these treatments, Reiki and Reflexology, we're now going to hear from a couple of clients of Rachel's and Healing Vibes.
Hi, how are you? My name is Adriana. I was born in Mexico, and I've been living in the States for 6 years. I have 2 little girls, and I also Rachel's client, but I'm also her friend. I know Rachel from long time ago. We met actually in a retreat, a healing and energetic retreat back in Mexico, in Malinalco. So I'm glad that this friendship have been keeping up all this time. I started seeing Rachel because, as I mentioned before, I am a mom of 2 little girls. So I was feeling that my energy was like getting away. Like I was, at the end of my day, I was feeling drained and overworked. And even my mom commented that I saw that she saw me very tired, like physically. So I approached Rachel, and then she started working on me, and her work built up with the time. And after that, I was feeling a little bit more energized. My self-esteem was, I started to notice that my self-esteem was higher, and really like what that made the shift was that I was more focused on what it was most important to me, and I could let go other things. So as a mom with 2 little girls that really require a lot of attention, plus work and plus house stuff and just the business of the day and the life, really like it has helped me like balance inside, and I could feel like the energy and the battery inside me was like keeping it there. Like my energy was not going away and wasting, and just like kind of the effect that you have with exercise when you're producing those endorphins and that stamina that keeps building up into you, and you are like more able to go through the day. And that, I guess, that in health, that translates into a better immune system and all that positive thought that you have, and that's like essentially what I've been experiencing with that. I will really strongly recommend Rachel to you because I also know her in a personal way, and I can really tell that Rachel, it's a very good soul, has a very big heart, and she will never lie to you, and she will be like very honest on what you need and what she will deliver on if she really can help you.
I had lost my job and a number of years ago, and I was in the process of moving, getting ready to move, buying a house, selling a house, and I realized that I was stressed and grumpy and sort of miserable. And I looked on the local website. Someone had recommended Rachel, and I decided to give her a call. And she came to my house because she was moving, and she put up with my dogs and my cleaning people, and it was wonderful, a wonderful experience. And I was sort of like, well, we'll see what happens. And about a week later, I noticed sort of a lightness. Things that had been bothering me weren't bothering me any longer. And it was sort of subtle. It came over a period of time. And I called her and I said, I need another appointment. I need to come now. Rachel worked on me with Reflexology and Reiki, a combination. And I kind of leave it up to her with each appointment. She'll ask, do we need to work on anything? Is anything bothering you? And then we kind of go from there. And it's a wonderful experience. And I find that over time, the sessions are more valuable. Your body kind of adjusts to it, expects it, wants it, and it's very, very relaxing. And you feel energetic, happy, relaxed. It's a really wonderful experience. I would highly, highly recommend Rachel. She's a lovely person. She knows and can communicate what she's doing, how she's doing it, what she uses as far as essential oils goes. And it's a fabulous experience. I recommend that people try it, experience it, and see for themselves.
We're now back with Rachel. I must say, some great results. Clients, obviously, both of them, very, very happy. You're doing some great work, Rachel.
Thank you.
And I wanted to ask you, Rachel, what is the client experience like for folks when they come to you? Whether it's Reiki, Reflexology, or any of the other wonderful modalities that you offer.
So generally a session is an hour. It can be a half an hour or an hour and a half. And I have most people lying on the massage table. And normally we start face up and we put supports under the knees. Whatever someone needs, we customize it to what they need. And after talking with them, I begin to scan their body. If I'm doing Reiki, if I'm doing reflexology, I will normally start by relaxing, grounding them on their ankles, working with their head to relax the head, and then I will go scan the body and then go to the feet, work on the feet, and do the reflexology on the feet. So there's a combination of people feeling maybe just heat, feeling me hovering over them, or falling asleep, and then they might feel me on touching their shoulders or reflexing their feet. So during the session I use Reiki, reflexology, often I use essential oils. So there's a lot going on, a lot of gadgets as I call them. The oils that I use depend on what I get intuitive hits for. Normally I might start with lavender, and maybe if someone needs grounding, I have a blend called grounding. So there's a lot of tools in my toolbox that I use with a client following my intuition during a session.
So very interesting, Rachel. And I wanted to also follow up and ask you about the health benefits that a client of yours or anyone else out there who goes through Reiki sessions or reflexology or these type of modalities, there are definitely, from what we've seen and read and heard, health benefits that they gain from this as well.
Right, so people come to me for various reasons. A lot of times it's stress, whether they feel it physically in their body or emotionally, spiritually. It works on all different levels. Reiki and reflexology, which I often combine together in a session, really can help. The main thing it helps with is de-stressing the person, relaxing them. Then once someone is relaxed, they can start to heal. So Reiki is great for anything from back pain, any sort of pain in the body, muscle pain, bone pain. The energy will go where it needs to go. It's good for people with high blood pressure. It can lower their blood pressure. It can reduce pain. It can help people sleep better. If they come regularly, they can start to see benefits in sleeping better, insomnia. I have a lot of clients who have neuropathy in their feet and other areas, and that's a nerve issue. So we work with the meridians, which is the energy lines in our body, and that can also help bring feeling back to their feet. A lot of people say after a session with reflexology that they can feel their feet again. They don't feel their feet, and when they get off the table, they always say, "Oh, I can feel my feet again." And that's important, because when you walk around the world and you don't feel your feet, it's a problem.
That's right.
So there's a lot of benefits mentally, physically, and spiritually that they both address.
Yes, and as we heard from one of the clients, Jen, she said there's a energy, a rejuvenation, basically, that it also brings a person, and you just feel a confidence, right?
Right. So the energy goes where it needs to go. So
Yes.
if someone is feeling, in her example, she lost her job and she wasn't feeling confident, and the energy really balances out what needs to balance. So what mind and body work together, because our mind and our body are two separate entities, but they work together, and a lot of times they're separated in people. So by bringing those energies into balance. For example, Jan really felt relaxed and confident afterwards, and she realized it a week later, and then she called me and said, I need to keep coming to you. Yeah. And when she hasn't come to me for a while, she really feels that she needs to come. So there is a knowledge in the client that this is really helping me with what I need.
Yes, and it's the body telling that client that. You start feeling that, like, oh, I need to go, it's that time again, right?
Right.
Just to stay in the right direction of where we want to be.
Right, it really just, sometimes it's a tune-up for people, and
Yes.
sometimes it's for crises. I have worked
That's right.
on people who come in complete crises, family members have died, and they're crying nonstop, and even after one session, they stop crying, they feel great. Or from that to somebody who just feels a little stressed, or just comes to me regularly and wants a tune-up.
Yes.
So there's all types of benefits.
Now, we're literally out of time, Rachel, but I wanted to ask you before I let you go, because you've certainly built a reputation for excellence as a top Reiki practitioner and reflexology expert, but you also offer additional wonderful treatment options, modalities for your clients and for the community. You touched briefly on essential oils. I wanted to ask you about the biomats, for example, the aqua detox baths. So can you please tell us a little bit more about those additional services, as well as the fact that you also teach healing techniques, whether it's to parents or couples in the community? Can you just go into that a little bit?
Sure. So in addition to the Reiki and Reflexology, I have the amethyst biomat on the table, which uses far infrared rays to heat up somebody and help alkaline their body, to get the blood flowing better. It also works on a physical and mental, spiritual levels. So the biomat is always on when I work on clients. Some businesses charge extra. I just include it as part of my service, unless their person is contraindicated, such as pregnancy. We don't want to heat the body up during pregnancy. The aqua detox foot bath also is a way of healing and pulling out toxins from the body. All of these services are listed on my website with a lot more detail, so people can read about them. The oils, as you mentioned, essential oils that I use during treatments are another powerful tool that can really help bring healing and balance to people. So, and they smell really good.
Yes, indeed. And what is your website for the folks watching right now?
My website is www.healingvibes, H-E-E, as in the heel of the foot, L-I-N-G-V-I-B-E-S, Healing Vibes. So I like a play on words, so instead of healing, H-E-A, it's the heel of the foot, because I work on feet.
Yes, indeed. And by the way, is it .com? I don't know if you said that.
.com, www.healingvibes.com. So I am currently offering workshops in my home studio for couples to bond and learn healing techniques, as well as workshops for parents and anyone who's interested in learning healing techniques. We go into the basics of Reiki and reflexology and energy medicine. And I also offer one-on-one classes for couples to learn how to do these techniques on each other, especially reflexology, so that they can help each other at home and work on their kids as well.
Well, this was certainly a very informative and insightful interview, and I want to thank you on that note, Rachel, for joining us, educating us, and being a guest on our program. It was our pleasure having you on.
My pleasure. Thank you.
We'd love to have you back on in the future.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.